After posting my last video discussing suicide, I was contacted by a friend who was saddened by the video and also expressing concern, but mainly did not know how to respond. She was not sure if she should be worried, if she should panic, if she should be contacting people, if I should be alone, if um, yeah, and so I thought I would clarify some things that came up in that conversation, which was a really nice conversation to have, I have to say. Um, I thought I made it clear, but a lot of times in life, I think things are clear, and it's obviously not. Um, there, there doesn't need to be a response. Um, that's one of my points. There was that for some people it is just a fact of life that they have this urge, or they have these thoughts, or they have this thing where that's an option. Um, it's just there. It's something that needs to be taken into account. The same as if someone is diabetic, um, you know, they have to monitor what they're putting into their bodies and how they're living their lives, or they have to take medication. Every diabetic I know takes the medication option, but so be it. I choose not to be medicated because I hate it. Uh, yeah. And like I said, this is this having these thoughts and having these things since a very early age. It's quite normal for me. And the conversation went on, and she asked me what was the what was why did I feel like sharing that, basically, like what why bring that to the public view, public conversation. And I mean, yes, recently my life was touched by suicide of a friend killing themselves, and it's been touched by suicide before, through other people. And not everyone, but most people I know also have some story of suicide in their life. And it is a worldwide problem that, as far as I can see in society, is going to get worse. I think it's going to get a lot worse. Just from what I see, I can't give you any statistics or facts on this. But I know that the dangers for people with schizophrenia are on average 50% higher than people without schizophrenia. Males are even 60% higher risk. It's something crazy like 40% of schizophrenics attempt suicide, and around 10 to 15% actually succeed in that. I don't have my phone with me, so I can't tell you right now what that calculates to, but there's roughly 50 to 70 million schizophrenics around the world. So maybe I can put the right here. Maybe I could put the whatever that is in there, those numbers. And when you start calculating that, let's say on average let's just do the 6 degrees of separation. You know, that each one of these hundreds of thousands of people that kill themselves are have 6 people that they know that are touched by this. It's a lot of people that are suffering loss and are suffering sadness and are suffering guilt and going through that whole process, affecting their lives, slowing down their development, and affecting society. And it really is, I believe, something that can be solved with a conversation. You know, everyone's always talking about how are we going to do this and how are we going to do that, and it's like, if people are dealing with suicide or suicidal thoughts and they've got no way of expressing it, it's just going to compile. You know, it's just going to keep getting worse for them. Maybe because I can talk to myself through multiple conversations that it feels like I'm always discussing my options. Yeah, that's a whole nother discussion. So I mean, what do I want from posting that I am suicidal and that is now going to affect my life, and anyone that sees this and then knows me is always going to be weighing this into their thing? Is that it is my responsibility. That is something I have to deal with, and I deal with it very well. And I deal with it so well that I am confident in being able to tell people, yeah, I have suicidal thoughts. I do, and I have done everything in my power to manage that. And I believe that we can, as a society, get to a point where you meet a friend, you catch up with them, and just like, you know, how are your kids? How's your wife? How's work? How's business? How's the family going? How's your mother's health? How's your you know, whatever? And what's your suicide level? About 3. Cool. You know, 6. Okay. Want to talk about it? Yeah, it's okay. I've got therapy. Oh yeah, that'd be cool. Or you know, yeah, pretty rapidly approaching an 8, man. That's a little bit worried, buddy. Huh? You know, you're making sure you're getting your sleep. You know, keeping an eye on things. Anything setting off in particular, or you know, and then once people start getting over an 8, this is where, you know, concern needs to be raised. Now, I personally, you know, I get concerned around a 9, a 9.5. That's where I start to put myself into safety mode. That's where I start to really control what I'm doing, where I'm going, who I'm being with, and apart from going to work and you know, doing the stuff that I need to make sure my life continues, I pretty much isolate myself and focus all my energy inwards and get myself sorted. I mean, that's you know, is it selfish to keep yourself alive? I don't know. I have to go to work. Just wanted to clarify that. This is the new format. Short, sharp, direct, and yes, there are multiple takes going on. That's why I seem to be more focused, but I think it works, huh?